over the last year and a half or so, I started watching a lot of stand-up comedy, which I've never really done through my life. Here and there maybe, but for the most part, I've pretty much never watched stand-up comedy. But over the last year and a half, like I said, I've been watching a fair amount of stand-up comedy, probably at least one or two different shows or podcasts every week. And what has started happening is when I'm hanging out with people, whether friends or family, I've started making way more jokes that are significantly more funny and have created a lot more laughter than pretty much any other period in my lifetime. But at the very least, I thought I was more funny. I felt more confident in being funny, and I had significantly less reservations about making jokes and being more of my authentic, silly self, instead of choosing to not say certain funny jokes that pop into my head because I don't feel confident that it'll hit or it'll land or people will think I'm funny. I've become more concerned, or I should say less concerned, with people thinking I'm funny and more focused on just being authentic, which has led to me saying more confident and witty jokes. In addition to watching all this comedy has allowed my mind to come up with more material, I guess, I don't know, jokes, more punchlines, faster puns, and that's obviously all a consequence of paying a lot more attention to stand-up comedy. And this is why we are not victims of our situation. We are victims of our own self-programming. So in reality, we're not a victim. We are like computers. You don't get mad at a computer if a program's not running correctly. It might be annoying, but you understand that we need to reprogram something within the system to help it run quicker or better or more efficiently, or even run as it's supposed to. This is why we have things like the cycle of abuse in people, where families pass along their trauma for generations. All it is programming. And so when I look at my life and something as silly as being funny and making jokes and feeling more confident to be authentic, I'm also able to recognize that a huge portion of why I'm able, if I can speak, why I'm able to even get to this point in my life. And it's because of what I've been paying attention to. Because what we pay attention to reinforces who we believe that we are, or it helps us see who we are not. So it begs the question, what are you choosing to pay attention to? What are you listening to? What are you watching? What are you reading, perhaps, is the most important? Because ultimately the things that you ingest are the things that are going to fuel who you are. Just like if you eat junk food all the time, that gets spread through your whole body. That fuel gets spread through your whole body. And you're gonna feel like shit if you're eating junk food. But if you put healthy food in, you feel better, you feel healthier, and eventually you feel more motivated to live a healthy lifestyle. Just like the opposite happens. The more junk food you eat, the worse you feel, and the less motivated you feel to live a healthy lifestyle. So for me, I'm watching all of this stand-up comedy, and over the course of a year and a half, the more confident I feel to be silly, the more confident I feel to make jokes. Because it's like a muscle that I'm flexing, and I'm learning not only how to be more funny, but how to allow myself to be my funny self. Because all of us are born with a silly side, because existence is silly. It's not so serious. All of us know these little toddlers or children that run up to you and make silly jokes or make fun of you like comedians do. And the point of life is to be joyful. Doesn't mean life is supposed to be easy. It doesn't mean there isn't supposed to be pain. But through everything, we are supposed to be joyful that we are alive. So, program yourself, because you're already doing it. So I should really say, program yourself intentionally and stop just ingesting things and watching things and reading things because it's popular or because you saw it on TikTok. Be deliberate. Otherwise, you're not even ever going to live and express as the real you. Although if you're watching this, most likely on some level you are.